In the top left side, we got ourselves a blue Zerg player fighting for the KC Gamers. He is Solar. Bottom right side, his opponents in the red, teamless, DRG. Alright. Starts off, of course, with the fact that both of them are going to go for the quick hatchery. So already a good sign for us to go into the macro game. Especially on a map like this, right? A very short map, light shape, probably the shortest rush distance that we have at the moment. Maybe comparable to Submarine, but the overall difference, neglectable, I would say. Slight difference, perhaps, for some small interactions, but... I'd say, overall, most of the pushes are going to work out the same here. As I'm eating the rest of this banana. There we go. What's that? Drones? Always nice having a start like this, you know. Right off the bat. Both players just kind of being like, you know what? Let's play it greedy. Let's not try to punish one another for one another's greed if both of us internally are as greedy as the other one. Let's just live as greedy men, trying to gobble up all the blue resources on the map here. And after all, there are plenty of blue mineral crystals around on the map to go around, so... Third base getting spotted here for DRG. A bit surprised that neither of these players really send out any of their Zerglings, right? I mean, a Zergling flood by either of them would have probably killed the other player, right? If either of these players went for a Zergling flood, one of them would be dead right now. What do you think is gonna get to the finals? Wait, is that the question? I can't see. Hold up, I just realized that my chat is actually cut off a slight bit. There we go. What do you think is gonna get to the finals? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Alright, here's a Link flood, by the way. We do have Banelings coming up. That's a cancelled third base. Well done there by Solo. We'll get the first small victory here between the two. With Katowice, right now, I would say it's going to be DRG and Solar. Because they managed to get into the finals in this event as well. So it just makes sense, right? Statistically speaking, recent events, they've been performing really well. Probably going to win Katowice also. Ah. A joy. No, I don't got a clue, honestly. To be fair, I don't like to watch the Katowice and a lot of StarCraft events live. I tend to be watching them offline and then... Well, it's still online, of course, but when they're not live, and then just kind of watch them at ×2 speed, be able to skip all the in-between sections, stuff like this. Does take some of the excitement out overall, because it's the live thing, of course, but... I don't know. I feel like it sucks up a lot of time otherwise. Might also be the reason why I sometimes attempt to speak as quickly as I can. Because I'm just used to, like, that type of a tempo of information. Right, what are we up to here? Solar, did he already get his lair? No. Lair attack on the way for DRG though. DRG not having himself the, oh no, does have the ranged upgrade also. Okay, yeah, DRG looking pretty smooth here actually. Right, slightly less of an army, just needs to survive against this roach wave of Solar, but I mean, I think he's in a pretty good position to do so. It's going to be rough, though. If he makes 1 or 2 spine crawlers here, it's going to be so much better. But I think the spine crawlers may be a little bit too late to really contribute here. Might still be able to help out with reinforcements. Alright, DRG, you need to hold on here. Keep that spine crawler alive. Keep that dream alive overall. Targeting down Ravages on the forefront would be a good thing overall, but looks like he's not going to be able to do so. A couple of Ravager Biles not really landing for either side. The Zerglings are going to get on top of that base. That base is gone. That is just not going to be safe. The drones trying to evacuate here. Does manage to get a good majority out. And with the Roaches and the Ravagers, a couple of Zerglings as well poking in, trying to hold the door here. DRG. He just doesn't have enough. He just does not have enough. More and more forces for Solar. Come on in. And it looks like that is going to be the first game here, going into favor for Solar, who just made a ton of roaches, came in through the front door and shut it down. No, DRG still trying. Can he still make it happen here? There's still quite a bit on the production tab. A couple of Zerglings spilling on through, but they're still, look at that reinforcements for Solar, they're just now coming in. That is still going to be way too much for DRG to handle. The drones being pulled. Desperate times call for desperate measures. But there it is. GG is called. Solar takes the first victory here into his own hands, and will be able to set himself up with that victory right off the bat. Quite a good feeling. Although it is a best of 7, of course, still a lot can happen. And seeing how that was off the back of some aggression, maybe he has awoken a monstrosity within DRG right now, who is going to be doing some aggression of his own. Right? That's what I do. It's like, oh, you cheese me? You think you can cheese me? You just wait. Even though I never really cheese, I then try to cheese the other player, and it doesn't always work. But I would assume that DRG would know how to perform a proper cheese, so better than I do anyway. But yeah, that's the bitty kind of thing, right? Where what you do as a human being sometimes. Alright, well, game number 2 will be on Submarine. Another very small map here. Again, with a small rush distance. Are both players once again going to go for the hatchery first? Or are we going to see a mix-up this time around and somebody try to make use of the spawning pool first, right? The spawning pool first. This probably one of the most popular maps to try and make a spawning pool first build work on, just because of the short distance, which also has me a bit surprised why we saw these maps, the smaller maps, as the first ones to be picked. Maybe they're just hoping to get through the first part of this series quickly and then later on really finish it off with a good couple of macro games. Who knows? Who knows? That would be nice of them if that was the plan here for just, you know, the spectator type of side of things. Perspective. But yeah, usually pro gamers don't concern themselves too much with that type of stuff. At least they really shouldn't, right? Their job is to just win the game, get the money, and then play some other games again. Some other day. Get some more money that way. Practice, 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 practice. Get some games. Hopefully win. So yeah, alright, game number 2 here between the two Zergs. Looks like, again, both of them gonna go for that quick hatchery. Fair enough, good with me. Top left side, Kaisi Gamers, Solar. Bottom right side, the red Zerg teamless. DRG. The two hatcheries once again being put into the ground. So both players prepping for, you know, just a regular thing. Now, one thing I was very surprised with was the lack of Zergling scouting from both sides, right? Normally what you want to do in this EVZ is just have like 2 Zerglings. You don't need to have speed necessarily. Having speed makes it a lot easier, you know, if you get the earlier speed, but you don't have to. You can get into your opponent's base with 2 Zerglings before that speed finishes up, no matter how quick they get, or try to get that speed, unless if they go for a spawning pool first, of course. But yeah, that should give you the insight as to what is going on. How many drones are you making? How many links are you making? Am I going to get flooded? Am I not going to get flooded, right? These are important questions that you need to continuously ask yourself in ZVZ in order to actually be able to play the game, right? Instead of just a Russian roulette kind of machine where you're like, alright, well, I assume he's not going to attack me this time around, so I'm going to drone. Of course, you have the overlords in position, but if you have like 3 waves of queen injections, right, going into Zergling production, imagine how long that is going to be for you as the opposing Zerg to catch up with that amount of link production, right? It's going to be quite a struggle. If that suddenly just barrels down the map, then you're in a pile of doo-doo. Alright. DRG here, the person gonna start being aggressive this time around. Sends in the links and will bust on through the front door. Has that speed to get on top of everything quite quickly, but a lot of links here available for Solar as well. Solar trying to just get himself enough of an opportunity here. The Queen's really helping out. DRG once again finding a bit more surface area. That's what he needs, but it's not going to be enough. 10 more links for DRG on the way. This is an absolute beautiful hold here by Solar. Absolute textbook. And he's going to start having the banelings pretty soon as well. Going to make this even harder for DRG to try and push in through. And it looks like this will be just a quick 2-0 play indeed. GG is called. DRG going for the flood. Solar figuring it out and being able to just blockade that entryway. Already had a lot of links as well available for himself. Already had the Baling Nest on the way. All these things kind of working out in succession to one another. And sets himself up with a second game victory here. 2 in a row. Just needs 2 more, right? Halfway there. Starting to seem quite doable here for Solar. DRG. His CVZ, I don't know. People sometimes say CVZ isn't good, but I know kind of I'm trying to say the opposite of what we're seeing here, but I think his CVC is incredible, honestly, especially because of his Ling Bane control. If it does devolve into something like that, that is where he really starts hitting home, and that's where he really starts shining. But yeah, I think people know this about him as well. They know how good he is with those Links and Banelings. They will try to avoid that type of situation with him, right? They don't want him to be able to do the things that he's good at. So yeah, trying to get yourself into the roaches a little bit more quickly, stuff like this kind of prevents it from snowballing very quickly when suddenly, oh wait a moment, you got a good couple of Baneling hits on me. All right, well, I guess I'm dead. Bottom right side, Blue Zerg from Kaizi Gaming. 2 points on the board. Halfway there. Solar. Top left side, we have the red teamless Zerg. Now really ramping up that aggression. Fully committed. He is DRG. DRG. At least Solar is doing the hatchery first here, so that's working out for DRG. Should have the upper hand in the build order here. Should be able to do a fair bit of damage, right? Solar in the dark is going to go gas before pool here as well. Might help him out a little bit. Thing we have to watch out for here is that DRG is still mining from the gas. So this is going to be fully committed. And this is going to be with a baneling nest added in as well. Zergling's going to try to avoid the vision path of those overlords to truly get as much of a surprise as possible out of this. It's going to cause them to move around a little bit here, of course. Take a bit of a detour, but in the end, that should be worth it, because now the Zerglings are going to arrive at the front of the base before Solar really has any idea what is happening, right? So this is going to be the first moment when he sees these links. This is when he realizes, oh boy, you're up to no good. You are up to absolutely no good. Now, just these 6 Zerglings doesn't tell you everything just quite yet for Solar either, right? This could just be the quick early 6 links trying to get some harassment done on the early parts. And these banelings, though, that is where it truly comes to shine for Solar here. He is being all-in. And he made the right choice trying to get himself that baneling nest secured as quickly as possible as well. The Zerglings now for DRG with the speed will be able to kind of abuse the fact that the enemy Zerglings are quite slow. First Queen here on the low ground, having a rough time at it. Banelings for DRG, not having the easiest of times either though. 2 banelings for Solar starting here to be created. The hatchery for Solar will be going down, there's no question about that, but the main base does seem to be awfully secure. He still has 19 workers versus 12. So as long as he doesn't take too much damage in this situation here, I would say it's going to be okay for him. DRG's got to be careful up on going to the ramp with those 3, almost 4 banelings coming up there now. And is he just going to try to contain his opponent? Looks like that is going to be the play here. Solar spreading that creep further out so he can get the queens and the spine crawler up on the forefront. This is a nice way to kind of start really claiming some ground here. Gotta be careful with those banelings. 2 banelings explode the big cluster of banelings, of course, of your opponents. There we go. Solar now sending in 2. Yeah, okay. Good splits. Oh boy. Clutch. Goes back, right? Sticks around. He must be going back. I mean, Solar is droning up right now. He's figured out that DRG no longer really making any Zerglings to come across the map extra. Is droning up here with that extra base that he's got full vision of as well, of course. Ooh. I swear, after all that praise I give him about his Zergling baneling control, he messes up here right now with the Zergling baneling control. I'm gonna be bummed out. Look at that. That was so close. That really should have exploded though, to be fair. Manual detonation there would have been quite a deadly one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's like 4 or 5 Zerglings there going down to the 1 baneling. Pretty good. Alright, DRG kind of taking the upper hand here in the baneling versus baneling trading. Still a spine crawler there. Okay. These are the type of chase scenes you don't see all too often, is it? Oh no, he's coming! Uh-oh. Wow. It's like they don't even... It's almost as if they're just from the same player, isn't it? Just 3 banelings from the same player running. Oh. Just gonna set the Zerglings on it instead. Fair enough, fair enough. Gets one of them at least, right? Good enough. Gets another baneling there. DRG kind of fumbling a little bit with his banelings. What will we be having here? 2 Spire plays from both players. Neither of them committing to the 3rd base just quite yet, but probably not too far away. At least not for Solar. There it is already, and there it is for DRG also. Oh, gonna come in here with his Zerglings and Banelings once again. Solar should have the tools to hold this. Should have the units to offer up a valiant defense here. Banelings for DRG might make it more interesting though, of course. Battle of Micro here. So far, very well done by both players. Ooh, okay, nicely done. Oh, the Banelings for DRG. All getting shot down there though, unfortunately in the end. The Spine Crawlers and the Queens just proving it to be a bit too much with the focus fire. I cannot believe sometimes how close DRG gets to his opponent's banelings though. That is just crazy to me. So those moments where you're like, alright, that should just be dead right now. And then it just doesn't explode. Thank you for the follow, Buzzy BDQ. Much appreciated, my man. It's a rough world out there, but you know what? People giving follows to random Trovo channels always brightens it up for us. As long as it is our Trovo channel, of course. Little conga line here going on. Follow the leader. Or eat the leader, maybe. Actually, we should describe it. How many Mutalisks does this bring us up to? 15 already for Solar here. Only 9 for DRG. That is a problem. That's a big difference right now. Stark contrast. 6 more are almost about to be ready, I believe, for DRG though. So that's going to help him out. But Solar will still maintain that Mutalisk number advantage. And by a number of 3, it seems so far. Both making 4 more, yeah. So 3 more Mutalisk here for Solar. What about the upgrades though? We do have the Carapace for the flying already done for DRG. It is about to finish up for Solar as well. So even there, I thought for a moment he may have the advantage on that side. But that's already kind of melted away as well. So both these players starting to get more and more Mutalisk here. The +1 attack for the Muta being constructed for Solar, whereas DRG opting to go for the +2 flying armor. The Carapace upgrade instead. Now the Carapace a bit more important in the Muta versus Muta match because of the bouncing glaives. Every bounce you do manage to decrease that damage, of course. So you will be able to stay alive for a lot longer period of time. Just get more shots off. DRG here. I mean, he's getting to play with his bread and butter. One nicely hidden baneling there from Solar. I think it was in the shrubbery, perhaps? Or maybe just burrowed? I'm not entirely certain. Anyway, Mutalisk versus Mutalisk. Alright, here we go. Who's winning? It looks like that will be Solar. Right? It's going to be Solar. Solar coming out on top of this. DRG still having a fight here and taps out. Okay, GG. It's a bit of an anticlimactic. Okay. What was that? Right, guys, you know what? With the amount of StarCraft 2 that gets delivered from ITaX and such, sometimes matches just end like that, I suppose. Alright, well, that's a letdown, isn't it? I was thinking DRG might still be able to make a series out of this, but right now I feel pretty confident in saying that we're going to have a 4-0 here from Solar. Solar just proving that he is on top of it right now. He is really an incredible tough opponent. And in the ZVZ, he is proving this quite definitively so. So yeah, Solar, just one more victory. And that's it. That's all he needs. DRG, to be fair, he did start off with the aggression, right? The aggression did set him back. And then, of course, the Mutalisk fight, just not really being able to get the Mutalisk numbers that he needed. And then afterwards, yeah. I mean, it makes sense that it wasn't really a fight that he was meant to win anymore, ultimately. But, oof. Just kind of sending in the Mutalisk there. Being like, alright, well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I guess it doesn't. Well, regardless, we have another attempt here. Can this man be broken in the ZVZ matchup? He's the KZ Zerg. Wearing the blue colors. Solar. Top right side, his opponent. Getting kind of stampeded all over. He's the red Zerg player fighting teamless right now. DRG. Going for the quick hatchery here, both of them, once more. The gentleman way. DRG kind of losing the first game where neither of them was being too aggressive, to be fair. No, wait. Solar got really aggressive, right? That was on Submarine, I want to say, or Lightshade. And then Solar got very aggressive. Then DRG tried to, DRG then tried to do the Ling Flood on the Submarine. Then the previous game, of course, we saw him try to go for the spawning pool first. So, very quickly here, Solar with, well, 3 early game kind of openings, finding himself in the driver's seat here continuously, whether he was the person being the aggressor or the player trying to be on the defensive here. It's working out quite well. Grump Cow, thank you for the follow here as well. Nice that you are following around the StarCraft 2 action here on the Trovo quite well, it seems. Hey, good to see you. I think it was yesterday, right, where you came to my own Trovo channel as well for a bit of StarCraft 2. Got DRG and Solar right now kind of trying to face off against one another. And DRG having a rough time with it. Having a real rough time with it. Try to do the... well, the macro in the first game. He got pummeled, right? Immediately just shut down. Afterwards, he's like, you know what? That's an easy way to win a game. I'm going to do that. Tries to do a similar type of all-in, and Solar just holds it. Just holds it quite convincingly. DRG never really manages to quite catch up in the game anymore. The game afterwards, DRG is like, alright, well, I guess I just wasn't being aggressive enough to punish his quick hatchery, right? Tries to go for the spawning pool first with the extractor and the bailing nest, all the shebang. That doesn't quite work either. Now Solar here just, you know, kicking back. That's the weird thing as well. In a way, like, if I put it like that, right, it doesn't seem like it's an unbeatable match here for DRG. it was just off of the back of 3 all-ins, kind of either working or not working in a sense. So I did reinvigorate some of my hope here for DRG with that. Saying that, but still. It's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy. A couple of banelings here trying to save the queen. Just barely managed to do so. Both these players kind of now trying to see where this game is going to develop into. DRG, of course, the player sticking around on the Zerglings a little bit longer here. Solo, the player going into the Roaches. This is going to be the fun part of the series, I would say. Bit of a run around with those Zerglings there. Get a free, well, I say free, but, well, get a Baneling, get a drone, or 3. Get a Queen. Why the hell not? Get a full scout of the main base while you're at it. Why not? Solo once again going for this all-in with the Roaches, though. It looks like it very well may be. DRG here stuck on the Zergling tack. No upgrades for a Zergling either. If he had like the +1 melee or something like that, maybe pretty good. The Carapace would be very useful if Solo, of course, went for the +1 ranged attack. Not going to be the case here, so Roaches will still need 3 shots to take out Zerglings, being a massive factor in a battle like this. Let's see if it will be enough Zerglings. The surface area on the Roaches is pretty darn impeccable. But is it enough? The Banelings need to stick around. Don't explode onto the Roaches. They need to be here for the Zerglings of Solar to deal with those. Doing a really good job. There we are. There's the connection that he was looking for. DRG strikes back. We'll be able to hold off here with just pure Zerglings and the Banelings there as well, of course. But versus the Roaches, slapping it back down, back across the map. Solar here. Is he still going to try to make something happen? I mean, the work count not too far apart. DRG still on a very low tech as well, right? It's not like he is already up to the lair and getting Hydralisk or Mutalisk or something like that. No, sir, at all. He's still on 3 hatcheries. No lair in sight. And it's just Zerglings and Banelings. Solar, with his Roaches, may still have an opportunity here if he finds himself in a good angle, right? Against the wall, so the Zerglings don't get optimal surface area. This here, this is probably the worst way for him to take this fight. Probably the worst way overall to take this fight. More Zerglings coming in. I think this will be the end of Solar here, guys, unfortunately. Well, at least in this game. Still has 2 more games that he has the potential to make a comeback into, but yeah, this is a lot of damage that he's taking right now. He's still, well, I mean, his drones still all survived, right? I'm surprised the Banelings aren't just making a dash for them. There we go. And, no port. Not bad. Might get another couple. 5, 6. Zergling got distracted. 5 drones. Does put him in the worker count lead, but not sure if it will be enough with the Zerglings versus the Roaches this way. Hold up, guys. Hold up. DRG may be throwing here by just running his Zerglings in when they shouldn't. Alright, do go for the surround. They do manage to get a reasonable surround here. Is this going to be enough? The Roaches trying to find better surface area here to stop the Zerglings from just being able to get those full collapses. You can see right there already halving the damage by being up against the wall, but it's not enough. Solar still goes down, and DRG takes at least 1 game into his favor. Very well done. We do not have a 4-0. That will be spared. That is always a good thing here for us spectators, of course. DRG still making a bit of a fight here. And strikes back. Solar. Always that little bit of doubt, suddenly, when stuff like this happens, where like, wait a moment. It's not gonna happen, right? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna reverse sweep me now all of a sudden. Win 4 games in a row, please. Yeah, it is 4 games in a row, right? So he still has 3 games where he can make this work. 3 games still remaining. That's rough. That is rough. Game number 4. Yeah. Wait, I'm going crazy. Game number 5. Game number, yeah, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 3. Counting. It's similar to math, but not quite. Who won map 4? Well, it was DRG. It was, in fact, DRG. Top right side, the blue Zerg player fighting for Kaisi Gaming had a 3-0 lead. Will he let it start slipping through his fingers now? Solar. Bottom right side, we have a red Zerg player fighting for the... Well, nobody actually. He's teamless. He is DRG. Mr. DRG. Not going for a quick spawning pool this time around again. In CVC, I really do like the Zerg that goes for Zerglings versus Roaches, in a sense, right? It just makes me feel like the Ewoks against the Empire, against the Stormtroopers, right? Something like that. Just coming out the woodworks, overwhelming them, jumping on top of them everywhere, and then just outnumbering them. Maybe I'm romanticizing it. Who knows? Who knows? Solar here, quite quick with the pull into the gas. We'll want to seemingly get that speed upgrade as quickly as possible. DRG, you can see has a little bit less gas here. Like, what is it? 12-ish? 10? Around that ballpark. 8? So yeah. Just a couple of seconds sooner. Nothing major. Solo running out with those links as well as DRG this time around. Both players kind of more on top of those Zergling scouts. It's also just good to note where your opponent's overlords are, right? Both of them figuring out what is happening in that third base location. And now DRG. Oh, did he see the Baneling Nest? He must have, right? Let me double check that for you. Yeah, look at that. Seeing the Baneling Nest, being like, alright, Baneling Nest at the front, you're gonna go for that type of style. That is fine with me. Couldn't quite see the drone numbers and such, but I mean, he's gonna have his own Baneling Nest. He should be okay against any type of Baneling attack coming across, right? Theoretically speaking. He should have enough time for his Banelings to morph as soon as he sees Zerglings running across, so. Now it's the ranged upgrade for DRG. So DRG, the player here, first committing to the Roach tech. Even though he doesn't have the Roach tech on the way, does he? Or the Roach Warren. Yeah, alright, there it is. Two layer attacks at the same time as well. Solar now trying a bit of aggression. It's not with much, but that Bailing, oh, still getting a reasonable connection. Where's the Bailings for DRG? There it is. Okay, equal battle crowns once again. Well, I guess there's the queens for DRG as well to help poke away at those Zerglings. Trying to blow up the Banelings on top of them. Alright, finding a reasonable fight here. A lot of Zerglings for Solar going down. Finding a Baneling in... oh no! Oh wait, that's a friendly Baneling. Never mind. That's all good. That's fine then. Tries to get the drones, but the Zerglings already too bruised and battered that they only get a single drone there. Sees that the Roach transition is coming up here for Solar as well. Of course, DRG already set up with his own Roaches also. Most of these upgrades coming up exactly at the same time. The same for the Spy attack over these players. Extremely similar builds. The one difference that we're seeing now is 9 Roaches on the production tab. Whereas Solar... Wait a moment. Oh, they both cancelled the Spy attack here. And then Solar added it back on again. Interesting. Very interesting. Peculiar, one might say. This is going to give DRG more money, of course, to work with for the Roach upgrades. His Roaches are going to be a bit tougher. But I hope to see him get himself a Hydra Den as well at some point. Or at least the Scouts that this Spire is still on the way. Well, at least that the Spire is on the way. Where's the Spire? There's the Spire. Should be able to get a good Scout on it. No, he doesn't do it! He goes back. He doesn't get to see it. Oh, you're kidding me, DRG. Being too careful with his overseers. Doesn't want to waste him. Would have been able to see the Spire coming up. That would have been massive. But right now, in the dark. Gonna make another overseer here. Spire about to finish up. There is only 500 gas in the bank, though. So, well, it should maybe have 6 Mutalisk here being constructed. See if he goes for the upgrades now or continues onwards with the Mutalisk production. Looks like he's more so committed to the Roaches again afterwards. Just 6 Mutalisk, maybe to clear up the map with the Overlords, right? That could still be a very valuable thing. If you take away all the vision for DRG here, that's going to be massive. Doesn't have Overlords. Oh, does have Overlord speed, actually. Okay, that should help him out. Needs to kind of a panic move here. Get all his Overlords back. Into a safe space. I think it would be worth it to add all your Overlords onto a hotkey. Just so then when you're suddenly like, oh god, there's flying units, bring back all the Overlords. You can just press that hotkey and then bring them all back to a certain location. I don't know. Does seem like a lot of work putting all your Overlords on the hotkey continuously throughout the game. Maybe just the ones that you send out, right? Solar here with a massive attack as the Roaches of DRG are completely out of position. Army supply for Solar a lot higher than that of DRG as well. And just like that, a very quick victory comes up for Solar. We'll be able to take this series 4-1.